Hi everybody, I'm Yunchi Wilson, CEO of Find Your Calm Media, and today we've got a new format for you where we are going out and talking to wellness entrepreneurs in their setting, whether that's where they work, at their home, in their shops, to be able to showcase and bring to you what they're doing on a day-to-day basis and the story behind their brand. And today I have my good friend Najuko with me to talk about her brand, Nutri-Eats. She is the CEO of Nutri-Eats. It is let's have you describe it. I don't feel like I would do it justice.
To be honest, it is a all nutrition solutions wellness company.
Okay.
Why do I say all nutrition solution? Is because people tend to mistake the moment you mention nutrition, they think, oh, it must be attached to fitness.
Yes.
Or it's just providing food.
Correct.
But when we say nutrition, it means holistically.
Correct.
Because we provide Nutri-Drips that obviously facilitate nutrition.
And talk about Nutri-Drips really quick.
So basically, Nutri-Drips, say for example, you have been working 365 days and you are absolutely run down. You go to the doctor and the doctor tells you, well, your vitamin C is low, your vitamin D is low, etc., etc.
Right.
If you're feeling fatigue, lethargic, etc., sometimes, depending on the recommendation of the doctor, an IV therapy would work.
Yes.
So basically, we would boost your vitamins through the IV therapy.
Okay. Okay.
If you're on a weight loss program and you'd like to facilitate the speed of, let's say, your program, you can have a Nutri-Drip of weight loss.
Got it.
If you are at a certain age and basically you would like to help slow down aging,
yes,
we do have an anti-aging.
Okay. And anti-aging is hot right now. Like everybody's trying to not age.
I mean, technically, depending on how you eat and the lifestyle that you live, you can slow it down.
Right.
But Nutri-Drip is always the facilitator. Basically, if you take that, it makes it a bit faster than the traditional way that we would do it through food.
Okay. So tell us how Nutri-Eats got started.
Okay. So I was working for a healthcare company. And I was responsible for business development operations, and then later on moved into nutrition.
Okay.
It was quite a overwhelming story because I wasn't really a foodie. I wasn't somebody who really liked to eat. Yes, I was very energetic and I was in the gym, but I was like, couldn't I just be a Tesla where you could, plug me in with fuel and I'm good to go? Because I didn't really understand the science behind food.
Got it.
But as an engineer who's a quantity surveyor, I love mathematics.
Right.
So when I put mathematics with nutrition, then the part where I wasn't really a foodie didn't matter anymore.
So you've got an engineering background, love math, and you tie that into food.
Yes.
That's sexy.
Yes.
That's sexy.
Because if you think about it logically, it's all about numbers.
Right.
Whether you're losing weight or whatever it is, you say whatever you put in has to at least balance out with whatever goes out.
Correct.
Which is a numbers game.
Correct.
So depending on what your health status is, you should know how much carbs you should eat, how much protein you should eat, etc., etc. So instead of looking at food as in, oh my God, I love this, I'm a foodie, I was like, the numbers.
Yeah.
And then when I started to work with clients and started to see that I was changing lives, it now became something that I was like, oh my God, I have to do this for the rest of my life. It's like how, even if it wasn't a job, I would have been happy to, whether it's consult or just, I don't know, help anybody that required the service.
So that's how you figured out what your passion was?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't get me wrong, from a fitness perspective, my family is in the healthcare industry.
Okay.
My mom is a midwife. My father was a GP. My uncle is a neurosurgeon. So everybody's in the medical field.
Right.
And when I was younger, I was like, no, I am not seeing blood or anything like this.
Right.
But surprisingly, I think with their influence, I took engineering because I wanted to be the different one.
Yes.
But because of the passion that I have, let's say, for the anatomy, I mean, there was a time where I was a fitness instructor. There was a time I was a spinning instructor. So anything from the fitness industry, I was like, okay, let's do this. Even though I was still an engineer.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed being active.
Right.
But then when I started to work on nutrition, then it's not that the fitness dissipated.
Yeah.
It's just that the joy became more for nutrition.
Interesting.
Mainly because it's not only helping me, I'm helping somebody
helping
else.
you.
I mean, don't get me wrong, fitness instructors do the same.
Right.
But my passion was more on the nutrition side than it was on. So the story that blew my mind, that really solidified that this is what I want to do, was there was a Spanish lady who wanted to lose weight. I mean, she wanted to get pregnant.
Okay.
And she kept trying, and she didn't get pregnant.
Okay.
And then they kept suggesting her to do IVFs. And she did 2 or 3 IVFs, and she still couldn't get pregnant.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the doctors did not just check her general biomarkers like cholesterol and things like this
That
to find
should be
out.
like the first thing you do.
I would think so, because it's probably the least amount of work that you need to do when you think about this procedure.
Yeah.
And truth be told, we found out that her cholesterol was so low that she was able to get pregnant, but she couldn't keep the baby. So basically, the womb couldn't attach to her womb for her to maintain this pregnancy.
Child. Wow.
And the solution at the time was 1 kilogram of butter and garlic that she had to basically just mix together. Eat this for 7 days. And today she's got 4 children.
No freaking
without
way.
IVF.
Wow.
Which highlighted to me the power of food.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
That is when I knew no matter what I do, I have to find some kind of way to keep this a part of my life, because it gives me purpose.
Right.
Because you can have a 9 to 5.
Yes.
You can as an entrepreneur, you can create a product that just brings in revenue.
Right.
But what do you feel inside?
Correct.
And this, for me, it's like I could wake up every morning and do it over and over again without feeling, tired or exhausted.
Absolutely.
Even if you do, you feel like it's for a cause.
Absolutely.
It's for something.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I just had to do it.
Okay. So when it comes to eating, and we hear all the time that you need to eat at a deficit if you want to lose weight. You need to increase your protein if you want to gain muscle. And there's like all of these numbers and calculations, and that's exhausting in the world that we live in. Like, we've got enough stuff to worry about. I'm worried about my money, not my calories. So
True.
How do you make that easier for people with Nutri-Eats?
The first thing is, I believe Nutri-Eats brings about education.
Okay.
People need to know that it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Got it.
Yes, when anybody can go on YouTube or Google and find out how can I lose weight, and they'll give you the generic formula. But depending on your current status, your lifestyle activity, etc., the formula will always change. So it's really, really one thing that I'd like people to know. It's not one size fits all.
Got it.
But understanding, I've been in the UAE for a little bit over a decade, understanding that the lives that we live today is not the lives that we lived 5 years ago.
Correct.
So when we think about time, it's almost like we have to prioritize. We have to say, but do I want to do this?
Yes.
Or do I want to do this?
Correct.
And if you say to yourself, the necessity things, if I could simplify my life, it gives me more time to do the things that I actually think are more priority. Of course, eating is a priority.
Correct.
But do you have the kind of time to buy the food, cook the food, make sure that you're choosing the right food, make sure that the portions are correct? No.
Right, to the caliber that they need for their body to be right.
Yes, especially, and regardless of what stage you are in your life, whether you want to lose weight, whether you're older, whether you're younger, whether you're trying to be an athlete, all of these things, you don't really want to worry about them because it takes long.
Correct.
So trying to provide a solution that we can do this for you. Why not give it to somebody who has joy doing it as opposed to saying, go and do this yourself.
It's a chore.
Because don't get me wrong, we can create a list of what you need to do in order to do it.
Yes.
And maybe from 6 hours, we'll bring it down to 4, but you still have to do it yourself.
Correct.
So if we come on board and say, okay, just tell me what you need, tell mama what you need, and we fix everything for you. Basically from the correct nutrition, as long as we understand what your current health status is now, because we genuinely believe in providing solutions that don't cause later problems. It has to be a holistic approach.
I do love that, because you take a very prescriptive stance when it comes to, because there's tons of meal plans that are out there. You can just go and buy and say, oh, I want the healthy portion or I want the keto version. What you're saying is that we create meal plans that are specific to you and your body type and what you need in that moment.
Yeah. And what I love is more, especially being an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur in Dubai, everybody's, trying to tramp on each other to get to the top.
Right.
I believe in working with people.
Right.
So basically, if a client comes to me and tells me, I do have a nutritionist.
Yes.
My job is not to replace your nutritionist.
Right.
If you come to me and says, my nutritionist says I should eat this.
Right.
You don't have to go and buy it and cook it.
Yes.
Just give me your prescription and
Yeah.
I will do it for you.
I see.
So you get clients who do come saying, I need to do a food intolerance test. I need to do this. Can I provide this for you? Yes. But if you have got medical insurance and you've basically done your food intolerance test and you've done all of this and you just need somebody to cater for you as per the food intolerance test, we do this for you as well.
That's wonderful.
We're not trying to steal the pie.
Right.
We're trying to
optimize it.
Exactly, because if we work as a team in the wellness industry, we all benefit.
Correct. Correct. Because there's so many different pillars
Yes.
that you touch. So from what I'm hearing, one, you save time,
Yes.
which we can't buy more of.
No.
You can only optimize and replace
Yes.
certain things to get it back.
Yeah.
And then you're saving also just the mental stress.
Yes.
Of figuring out, okay, is this best for me? Is this organic? Is this all of those things? Because you make sure that that's optimized. As we saw earlier in the kitchen, you guys use really fresh and amazing ingredients in every single meal that you create. So let's talk about cost, because as we know in Dubai, everything costs a lot. A lot.
So to be fair, think about it logically.
Okay.
I always used to be impressed by personal trainers
Yes.
because from my experience, you'll get a personal trainer who understands that his nutrition needs to be great,
Right.
but is not too phased about his nutrition because he knows how to train like a beast. So
Right.
chances are his body will still look good because he knows how to manipulate the system.
But internally, not so much.
Then you'll find a PT who understands the value of food
Right.
and cares about the future. So he's not necessarily looking that great, but internally he looks amazing.
Right.
Now, it really depends on the individual.
Right.
Like I said to you earlier, it's a substitution of cost.
Right.
So if you're living by yourself and you're spending 2,000 dirhams on food, you need to assess this 2,000 properly because you're going to buy fresh vegetables, you're going to buy fresh fruit, you're going to buy fresh, etc., etc., etc. Besides the time that you need to cook everything, some of the items you don't want to eat 3 days in a row.
Correct.
Because the only way that you can save is by eating them 3 days in a row because you don't have waste.
Exactly.
But obviously, if you're on a meal plan, by default, you will get your blueberries today, your strawberries tomorrow, your all the perishables, different variety of them. They're still nutritious for you at zero wastage. So when I ask people, especially when you ask me something about cost,
Yes.
what do you want me to put in you?
Right.
Do you want me to give you a meal plan that costs 1,000 dirhams? Of course I can do this.
Right.
But you have to understand that I'm going to give you the quality of what 1,000 dirhams is going to give you.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you're somebody who's, let's say, I've got a chef at home, we do all the ingredients, you're already buying high quality food.
Right.
So I would expect you to say, of course I'm going to pay X amount for
Correct.
a meal plan.
Correct.
So can we cater for everybody? To be honest, if we were to cater for the 1,000 dirham clientele, then we lose our credibility in what we stand for as Nutri-Eats.
Absolutely.
So I would say it's definitely something that is affordable depending on your perspective of wellness.
I agree entirely, because it's the epitome of people will go and spend $5,000 on a Chanel bag.
Yeah.
Or, I'm good with doing all of these things for my Ferrari. But then you look at yourself and it's like, but I don't need to eat good. I'm
Like,
good.
yeah, no, let's go to the, what do they call this place in the mall? The food court.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we'll go to the food court. I've spent all this money here. My Chanel bag will sustain me.
So yes, this worries me. I mean, I had a few clients, you'd say, listen, just spend, let's say, $4,000 on a program for 6 months to help you lose weight.
Right.
And $4,000 is approximately, let's say, 12 to 15,000, right? And if you ask that person immediately after asking them to spend money on this program,
On themselves.
and you say, hey, let's go for vacation to Seychelles for 3 days.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, before you could open your eyes, they're not sitting there anymore. They booked, gone. They've gone to Seychelles. So idealistically, it's finding the right clientele who is at the right stage of their life and they understand that my wellness is my priority.
Absolutely. Yes. And that's education is everything,
Yes.
right? And that's exactly why we're, doing these conversations, because people have neglected themselves
Yeah.
in exchange for instant gratification. They
Yeah.
look nice, they've got nice things, they're doing great in their business, but their internal health is poor, and they ignore it until something happens.
And I mean, idealistically, I'd like to think that Nutri-Eats kind of falls under the preventative and predictive medicine.
Yes.
Because if you know what your status is today, then Nutri-Eats, from a nutritional point of view, helps you either stabilize, normalize, get back on track on whatever is incorrect.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
And I genuinely believe, from a, I don't know if I should say entrepreneurial point of view, that when you think about Nutri-Eats, it should not be just another regular meal plan.
Right.
It should not just be we provide food. It's more, it's not a numbers game. You know, we're not trying to get 300,000 clients by X amount.
Yeah.
No.
It's a fuel game.
It's really, first of all, I definitely need retention.
Yeah.
I care more about retention, because if I have clients who are still with me after 1 year, it means we're doing something right for their health.
Correct.
Do you get what I mean?
Correct.
It means they understand the value.
Yeah.
And besides that, at the end of the day, it's an ongoing process of finding solutions.
Yes.
So today you come to me, you were a vegan. So basically no fish, no la la la. You went to the doctor.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone familiar. You went to the doctor said, no, protein is a bit low. Then you decide, okay, I still want to stay on the, let's say, vegetarian side, but I don't mind adding fish.
Right.
We are the ones who are happy to educate you and work with your doctor to make sure that you make these changes and are able to maintain them.
Right.
They should be sustainable.
It's
on
a
the long
sustainable
run.
wellness program.
Yes.
That's essential, because a lot of times with wellness, you're like, I want to feel good right now. And then it's like, let me go back and screw myself up again.
Yeah.
And then I'm
I'll
going to come back.
Yeah. You got it.
So the goal here is creating a program that's sustainable, that allows them to live their life and fuel their body and optimize it in the maximum capacity.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Nash, for
My
sharing your
pleasure.
story with me.
My pleasure,
I
my
really do
pleasure.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And so, how can people find you?
Okay, so we do have a website, which is www.nutrieats.com.
Okay.
We do have an Instagram, which is at Nutri-Eats. And soon we'll probably be launching our podcast as well.
Wonderful.
Which is basically to educate people, because, I mean, for example, Instagram is great,
Yes.
but you don't necessarily hear experts' opinions on certain things. So we'd love to educate people.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll keep you posted on what comes next.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your
you
time
so much,
with me.
darling. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So,
Yes.
you prepared some amazing treats for us today. Tell me a little bit about them.
So basically, whenever people think of healthy food, they always think that the taste is not good.
Okay.
We have a lot of clients who've got, let's say, internal issues with inflammation. They don't know what foods they're intolerant to. And as I'm aware, there's at least more than 90% of individuals who are lactose intolerant.
Yes.
So when we think about chocolate, yogurt, ice cream, these are things that people really, really enjoy.
Yes.
So what we've done is we've tried to create some treats where we just substitute the milk substance. So instead of using full cream milk or something like this, we'll substitute it for almond, or we'll substitute it for coconut.
Okay.
It obviously will have a different taste, but we make sure that we work on making multiple samples to be able to give you that taste where you can still enjoy it.
Got it.
So this is a chocolate brownie.
Okay.
So obviously we use dark chocolate, 100% dark chocolate.
Right.
We've added a bit of coconut milk in this one.
Okay.
And this one is a peanut butter brownie.
Okay.
Where at the top it's got a bit of chocolate. In the center we've used a little bit of peanut butter, and at the bottom we've used a bit of coconut.
So like a healthy Twix bar.
Yes.
Oh,
so when you
okay.
taste it, it's still sweet.
Yeah.
It gives you the because we use erythritol,
Yeah.
which substitutes the sugar.
Right.
Which is good for people who have diabetes as well, because they need to reduce the sugar.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's amazing.
Wonderful. Okay.
Have a try.
Give it a try. All right.
This is my favorite.
So good.
Quite good.
I love chocolate. This is good.
Amazing, amazing. Yep.
This is really, really good. Love it.
So basically our idea is we try to cater for everybody.
Right.
Whether you're health conscious, you're worried about either reducing your cholesterol or reducing your sugar.
Right.
We're happy to substitute our ingredients to accommodate your health condition.
And I love that because the thing is that it's realistic. I think a lot of diet plans, they make you feel bad for like having that sweet tooth or
Yes.
wanting that something sweet, not realizing that, well, what can I have to like satisfy that?
Yes, yes.
But make sure it's still healthy.
Yes,
So
true.
I love that. It's good. This is so good.
And the worst part is, I think, when people do go for other meal plans, it's not like they really know what your health condition is currently. At least we want to know, like, how is your cholesterol? Because if you say, I want a keto diet, we can't give you a keto diet if your cholesterol is high.
Correct.
So we don't want to solve one problem by making you lose weight and then give you another problem by increasing your cholesterol. We would at least like to holistically solve all problems at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a true holistic program. That's
Yes.
what wellness really should be.
Yeah, that's true.
So tell me about this. What's that?
So, depending on what cuisine that you like, most people like Italian, etc., etc. So we've got arancini, which is usually
Arancini.
packed with cheese.
Okay.
So obviously, if you're dairy intolerant, this would not be for you.
Do you do a vegan version? Or a
Yes, we
vegetarian
could
version?
substitute it to make a vegan version.
Wonderful. Okay. So, are we going to give that a try too?
Yes, please, go ahead. Absolutely amazing.
Already?
I think this one you'll really love.
Yeah? Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
You couldn't plan that. That was good.
Wasn't that good?
That's good cheese
Yeah.
too. That's high quality cheese.
Yeah.
I'm really particular because you can always taste like low quality cheese.
Yes,
It
yes.
makes a difference. Yeah.
What we try to do is as well, I mean, because we know that not a lot of people are doing this, ideally at the end of the day, you're not necessarily spending, it's a substitution of cost. Either
Right.
you're going to buy groceries, so if you're the kind of person who shops at Waitrose and buying high quality ingredients, you would expect us to use high quality ingredients on the meal plans to make
Absolutely.
sure that we really save your time by doing exactly what you would do for yourself, but
Right.
at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to show us before we go?
So, for example, when we
Okay.
were talking about good quality vegetables, if
Yeah.
you look at these tomatoes, they are absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful.
I mean, if we look at the quality of tomatoes, because when you go to the store, there's many countries. It could come from Australia, etc., etc. So we do have our chefs select extremely good quality so
Right.
that it's consistently fresh,
Yeah.
since we're sending you the food the next day.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
And one of my favorites, this is probably the most freshest salad I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Okay?
It's very pretty.
It's very fresh, it's very summery, it's got a lettuce, pomelo, which is similar to
I
grapefruit.
love pomelo. You had them in Thailand.
Amazing. It's got sunflower seeds. So in terms of healthy, it's one of our best sellers.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Oh my
Oh
God!
my God.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yep.
Oopsie. What is in this salad?
I swear, the secret sauce
This is good.
the pomelo.
It's like it's summery, but it's savory. Like they actually season it. Most places never season a salad.
amazing.
Oh my God, I want this.
It's
This
amazing.
is so good.
Like this is literally life for me.
This is gonna be like lunch. Oh my God, what is salmon?